Horror movie cast. We're quite drunk in this one. It's an intro.
Hey. Okay.
Look over. Immediately walked away. So
I look at Alex's face and I just see the face of someone who's like, I'm not okay with this.
There should be a...
There's like a hangy light thing.
Should we have a cigarette before?
Oh, I hit the record though.
You know what you can do as well? You can actually pause it and then...
No, we gotta because then there'll be a weird edit. Jesus Christ. Alright guys, it's welcome back to Hurd Ya Saw. We're back on form after the sick cast. We're still sick of all of the horror movies that we've seen. We're discussing It Follows today. New crew today, joined by Laura Moore, Jenny Sonic, Alex Trett, and Andrew Clark, who is currently peeing. He says, fuck off. With the movie today, with a healthy dosing of slow gin cocktails, is It Follows. Hey guys, how you feeling?
Hi.
Hey man, we're good.
I'm liking the high energy cast we're getting today. This is real good. So as is tradition with this podcast, a fine tradition that stands some 6 episodes in fucking perpetuity, we begin with your fucking hot takes. So what I need you guys to do,
Hot take. I don't. Oh.
your one-line hot take of the movie It Follows. I'm going to begin with the grumpy man in the corner. It's Andrew Clark. Your one-line hot take, Andrew.
Okay, I believe it was 30 minutes of a really interesting horror movie and about an hour of Nick talking over it.
I would agree with that.
Is that your hot take too,
That's my
Laura?
hot take
That's your
too.
hot take. Shania, do you have a different hot take?
Wear a condom.
Alex, do you have a hot take?
I actually thought the movie was good, you guys.
I liked it too.
I also liked it. It lost me.
good.
It lost me a bit in the third act. That's like what I have to say. I think it did really well at building tension and had an interesting visual style and was a good concept. But
I think the movie's themes pose quite a lot of ideological questions.
yeah,
Such as?
You know, sexual ethics, as in, should you wear a condom?
is it?
Yes. Yes, you should.
I don't think It Follows stops if you just wear a condom.
Well,
To be
I
fair-
didn't see anyone use contraception, so...
It's true. Have we given a précis of the film?
No, we haven't. We're still just doing hot takes and intros
We've done
right now.
that.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. So who would like to do a summation of the
I
premise?
think Nick
Not
would.
me. You would.
I would.
Yes, you would. Yeah.
I would.
I can.
Andrew. I want to give the guests airtime because otherwise it's just me and that sucks.
Okay, so we are in small town America. Interestingly, we're not entirely sure what year it is. There's an amusing quirk of the art design that it's like there's stuff from the 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 2000s. But it's just small town America, and there are teens. And there's the cute blonde teen, and she has sex with the cute blonde boy, who isn't actually that cute.
He also wasn't blonde.
He's not very cute.
Sorry, he wasn't cute. He wasn't very cute.
Also,
Or
everyone's
blonde.
very white.
Very, very, very,
Very
white.
white.
Small town America. Very,
Yeah.
very white.
They were near Detroit, right?
It was apparently Detroit, which we only found out
Outside
at
the
the end.
8th mile.
As if Detroit is that white.
Yeah.
Well, the suburbs, that was the whole point.
Yeah.
Sub-
White enclave.
suburban horror. So she has sex with this
She has
chap.
sex, and then he kidnaps her and
Puts her in a wheelchair.
Puts her in a wheelchair, ties her to a wheelchair, and says, "Look, the It Follows is following you now." And there's when you have sex with a person and it's the wrong person, then the It Follows starts following.
Not
you.
even just any person, it seemed.
What?
He was all like, you just gotta pass it on. You gotta fuck some dude.
So yeah, the It Follows is gonna
Fuck
follow
some
you
Chad.
until it kills you horribly by twisting your knee upside down.
Or having sex with you until you die.
Yes.
Really fast?
But only if you.
And it's
for
going to be
your
your mum, right?
Yeah, it'll-
It's definitely going to be your mum.
It'll definitely be your mum.
Some of this may not make sense.
I would
So
die
yes,
if I had sex with
there
my
is
mom.
a demon. If you have sex with the wrong person, it will pass the sexually transmitted demon
The STD.
copyright.
Yeah,
Shania.
Shania.
Genia, copyright STD, sexually transmitted demon.
Yep.
You can tweet her at ZLDN.
Will follow you at a walking pace, but it will never ever stop, and it could be like a stranger, or it could be someone you know,
Or
it
your
could-
dad,
or it could be a naked lady, as it strangely often
who's
is.
constantly pissing herself.
Yeah, why is she pissing herself?
She was pissing all over her socks.
Because it was a way
One
to have
sock.
more impact for the
One
image.
sock.
The one sock.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Always with one tit out.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
just
not-
the one.
Just one. Not
The
two.
one she felt confident in. She's like, old right,
Always
he's
the
got
left
it.
One.
Not enough
Yeah.
balance in this film.
Though I will say there was a naked man standing on a roof who was the It Follows. for
What
a while.
was he or was he not wearing a
He
cock
was
sock?
clearly- Oh.
It
But
was
yeah, you could-
titillating.
You couldn't see his willy. He was white, as everyone is white in this movie, and although he had dark
Not a
pubes,
single person who wasn't white.
Yeah.
everyone was
Not
unbelievable.
Like
even an
aggressively
extra,
white.
you guys?
Yeah.
Were there any extras who weren't white?
Wasn't
Well,
wasn't
the teacher was black.
Yeah.
yeah.
Ah,
She
Yeah.
wrote that.
She was cool.
Yeah. She's
Anyway, we haven't quite got to that. Where are we? We are actually. If you have.
she's got the It Follows.
She's got the It Follows, and the It Follows is going to follow you at a walking pace, and if it gets you, it's going to kill you. So she has, she's cursed with this idea of either she has to have sex with someone else to pass the It Follows onto someone else, or the It Follows is going to get her.
Yeah.
So what's she going to do? Is she going to hide? Is she going to run? What's she going to do? And that is the film.
Excellent. Thank you. Good.
That was good.
Applause. Holy shit.
That is
Jolly
Now,
much
what
more
the actual
coherent.
experience of the film
good.
was.
Like, so I feel like I want to broach the topic head on and just say, what about our man Paul?
I like.
Oh.
You like Paul?
Yeah, a little
Would you
bit.
give Paul a sympathy fuck? Just like, you know, if he
Well,
asked
I
you
mean,
real
I'm
nice.
saying
I would
that.
sympathy fuck Paul.
I'm not. I mean, I wouldn't say no necessarily. He has a cute face.
I
Also-
feel bad
He's a
for
cute
Paul.
face.
Paul
Also, if-
needs to have more self-esteem than to have sex with the lady and get It Follows.
Okay, so
But like, he's doing
plot
it out
back-
of love.
No.
He is.
Um,
Is
He
it-
is.
so-
He
Yes.
loves her.
It's a childish obsession. That is
Yes,
not love.
so plot
Team
backstory.
Paul.
Plot backstory.
Hashtag team Paul.
Plot backstory. Paul is the nerdy best friend
Yeah,
of the section,
childhood friends.
the It Follows lady.
And they
and
keep talking about how much they have this one kiss once.
Yeah, their first kiss
Yeah.
was with each
He will
other.
not let that shit go. He's
And
just
he-
like, but just remember when we first kissed though? And she's like, yeah.
Paul needs to apply to a good university, move there, and discover that there's more blonde ladies to like
There are many more.
than like the one girl with the sexually transmitted demon.
Yeah.
Didn't
Yes.
he also kiss her sister? Wasn't that
Yeah.
also...
That was like a
Yes.
minor plot point,
They
yeah.
were young. They were very young. So anyway, the point is that there's this sort of like the nerdy little boy who was sort of like, I'll have sex with you to save you,
And he gets none of it at
and he
first.
gets none of that because like the girl is just going.
Well, also like the suave-ish, long-haired guy with the beach house rocks up.
He's got a beach house.
He
You mean
does.
the greasy stoner dude.
And
With a
terrible
beach
taste
house.
in shirts.
With a beach house!
Terrible
Yeah.
tasting shirts and horrible.
Some of his shirts were nice.
Oh my god, no.
It's been a
Come on.
polarizing film, guys.
the cheek hair thing, sideburns.
no.
Sideburns.
You were-
Did not like the sideburns.
We were generally against his sideburns, is that a fair assumption?
Yeah,
Yeah,
bad side.
We can all come down on
Yeah.
the same side of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he would be nice because obviously we were introduced.
He
to
wasn't unnice.
No, yeah,
He wasn't
no,
terrible
he was pretty
at all.
horrible. Didn't like him.
He was like pretty normal. He was the only one who didn't immediately believe in the It Follows. I don't think that's crazy. Like,
Well, and also, he did do the thing of like, hey, this girl who I don't know that well shot at me and then crashed a car and is in hospital. Now she's saying, oh, let's fuck. And he's like, I'm going to fuck her in this hospital. Yeah!
What I like is the
That is
film.
imagined dialogue.
Yeah, the film doesn't dramatize that at all. It's just she's in a hospital, having been like chased after by like a horrible demon monster
And crashing a car.
and crashing a car, and he's sort of like been shot at and stuff, and it's like, oh, let's have sex.
the
Yeah.
nurse is not
Teens
just
be
like,
horny.
stop.
Teens
Yeah.
are horny.
Teens do be very horny in this film. They
Well,
love it.
They're not very happy though.
No
They're
one's happy.
not.
This was a
They're
very...
happy in this
it
film.
was-
Also, the lady never had an orgasm one time
Yeah.
throughout this film.
Yeah,
Because-
maybe it was off screen.
Well,
I
the
mean,
thing-
maybe she's a fantastic actress. She's like, I'm, stone faced throughout.
So this is possibly one of the most important parts of the law is like what counts as actual sex that would pass on the sexually transmitted demon.
This
Yes,
was the
so we
question
come-
of the day.
And
we come
apparently
to the
female
ethics
orgasm
of- yes.
is not an important part of this.
Are you
Hence the question, if you wear a condom, does it no longer follow? Is it just very confused and staring at a piece of used rubber?
Oh, that would be fucking great if it's
That
just
would be
staring at a
great.
used condom, just like, well, I guess I need to kill this condom.
Chasing after the condom as it's like moved to the recycling bin.
Just going through.
Ends up in like a bench, and it's like, this bench!
Is it questioning sexual ethics in the 21st century? As we all joked, would it follows work in the Tinder world, or would it just get tired?
Just gets thrown around, like, from person to
It
person.
just
Is
gets
it-
confused.
Is
What-
it napping a lot?
Maybe it gets Tinder.
Maybe it is Tinder.
Oh!
So yeah,
I don't think it's Tinder.
so as you can probably get, so it is a sort of actually quite well made film.
It is,
It's
it's-
got loads of lovely setups and wide shots. and
Really
all-
good high saturation of colours that's, like, super not horror movie-ish.
Yeah, it's
It doesn't look like a horror movie.
No.
and like there's very little backstory to the characters. They're just teams, and it relies on
Well,
the.
they're vessels.
What-
It
we were-
relies on the actors and actresses.
Well, also,
performances
we
to do-
commented that there were, like, maybe 2 adults on screen in this world. One
There
was
was
the
a
teacher, and the other was the nurse.
Yeah.
The mum?
The mum was in it.
When was
The
the
mum
mum there?
was
What
that-
the fuck's that guy?
To
Oh,
death.
the mum that fucked it. Yeah, that.
No, not.
But
that
that
was the
wasn't.
different
That was
mum,
like
different
the
mum.
image of the mother, not the
The
actual
mother.
mother.
I feel like the mother of the actual girl was at her bedside, like.
Right at the beginning.
No.
No, she was
when
on the
she
phone. You remember when right at the beginning, the first scene where you see the teenagers and they're watching a horror film
Someone's
and
like
hearing
at
to
the
Chris.
table.
yeah.
Someone was at the and she was just on a
Yeah,
phone
yeah,
and you never
yeah.
saw her face. She was just busy with adults.
It made
stuff.
no sense.
So the whole point was that they're not quite in a real world.
No,
You
this,
know,
this
the-
is very much the world of teens.
Yeah.
This movie was about the loss of innocence.
So
I
it's
feel, in
slightly,
some
it's all
respects.
slightly heightened. It's not not quite like Twin Peaks heightened, but there is some oddness going
Maybe
on.
it's a comment on the lack of like sex education.
Yeah, they're afraid of it, and so they think, oh, if I have sex, then the thing will kill me.
Because we did have the idea that like it's like shame or guilt or whatever that follows you around.
If they'd given it a bell, it's
But I feel
shame.
Like, you know,
I didn't quite buy it.
putting all these like
I have-
metaphors onto it just like reduces from the movie. It's just a good horror film.
I have to
Like,
admit-
Oh
Right.
come
Yeah.
on, that's an ideology to it.
I would say it's like a reasonable horror film. It's like it never really.
No,
Seasonal.
I thought
So,
it was
so
good.
it's actually
It was
really
good.
good if
I thought it
Nick
was
doesn't
good.
talk all the way through it.
So yeah,
maybe if you watched
Oh,
it
I
without
see.
Nick talking all the way through.
How am
Yeah.
I gonna watch it without me talking? It's just like I'm
Don't
always
talk.
there.
Just don't
Oh my
talk.
god, you're it follows!
My loud voice is you hear it forever.
Yeah, so the actual experience of watching this movie was basically coming up with exceptions to the It Follows rules. Like, can it climb a tree?
Go
Can
to
it
space. Go to space.
What if...
Can it walk through
What
water?
situation?
Yeah, what if the person who was it following at the moment had sex with more than one person at a time?
And then flew away.
Yeah, we did. There was a certain amount of conversation of like, what if you just have a 3-way? Who
What
gets
if,
it?
What if you had sex with the It Follows?
Ah,
That was a
also
good one.
question.
But
That
it's
It
trying
was
to
also
kill
question.
you. How would you have sex with it as it's trying to
You
kill
get it.
Quickly.
You like lure it in, and you like BDSM it up, and you're just all like, fucking yeah, you know.
It does respond. It does. He got shot in the head, so it does respond to physical things. So you could tie it up and then sort of like play with it
Yeah,
sexually.
because the first
That's
time he gets
not
shot, it
consensual.
falls down, right?
Play
It's
with
trying
it.
to kill
That's
you.
not
Play with it sexually.
Play with it sexually. It's trying to kill you. You're trying to fuck it.
What if you
Play,
make it?
play with the politics of that.
What if you make it more angry that way?
It seemed pretty bad when it was throwing those TVs at her.
What
Like, how much more angry do you need it to be?
what if it just wants to talk the entire time?
Can I just say, one of the things that bothered me about this movie with the third act is that they have this whole fucking sequence where Nerdy Boy Paul comes up with this elaborate plan in the place where they had their first kiss. He's like, we'll get it in the water and electrocute it. They get it in the water, and they're like, we might be able to get it. And then they just don't electrocute it. Why?
Because the electrocution doesn't work.
Why?
Is that the point?
Because you remember, she's in the pool, and the It Follows throws the TV into
No,
the
but it
pool.
unplugs it as it does it.
No, it doesn't, because they have there's a
Uh-huh.
line about what it's like. It didn't work, and then someone else is like, "Thank God," because she's still in the pool.
Really?
Yeah, that happened.
Oh, wow, I missed that entirely.
Because you
We're
were talking
talking.
over it.
But can we come back to how low Paul's self-esteem is? That he goes back to the place where he first kissed the blonde lady.
Yeah.
to kill the thing that's trying to.
In the
Kill
form of her
her?
dad.
Oh.
I'm just
Well,
saying, like,
that's
you know,
well.
that was very Freudian in the sense that he's gonna kill the image of her father.
What are
then
we supposed
fuck
to,
her.
and also what are we supposed to read into that without, like, you know, the presence of adults throughout the film?
Yeah, and it's only revealed after the fact that it was in the image of her dad.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I don't want to tell you what it is, sisters. And they're all like, oh, point at it.
I think you can read something quite awkward into that. Like, so then she's only having random sex with people because her dad wasn't around, or.
I think
But he was in the pictures. But then again, no one's around.
Exactly.
As we said, no adults are around in this movie. It's just like,
Yeah, they go to different places and they're basically just sort of sleeping on the floor with each other,
yeah.
which is like, you could almost imagine it's like post-apocalyptic. They're just moving from house to house. It's the connection to reality and normal everyday reality is a
It was it very much felt like a summer holiday where all their parents were just gave up on them and they're like, well, we still have to work.
So what we're saying is kind of that this is like the horror equivalent of like a teen summer getaway movie. Like this is what it's like for horror teens when they're not around regular reality.
Literature, you often have to have an orphan child or a child that's for some reason separated from their parents in order for adventure to take place, because otherwise an adult would intervene. So it's kind of one of those things. I feel like it is aimed sort of at young people, because it's very like it's a transitional movie.
Yeah.
I also feel like we've been quite disparaging of this film
Well,
in the space of.
Do you want to talk about positive things?
This film was sick.
It was
I really liked it. It was really good.
like it was really well shot. Like it had decent score, I think. Like
yeah.
No, I thought this
a
was
little heavy in some places. I'm
No,
like,
I-
you could take
I
it
like-
down a little.
So it was sort of advertised as having a very Carpenter-esque score, so synthy and droney.
Oh, very
It was
synthy.
actually very.
Terminator 1-ish.
It was noisy. It was like
Yeah, it
stuff.
was.
It wasn't that sort of boom 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 of Carpenter, which is basically this rock score, this pulsing score.
But it also
Thriller. It was
employed,
rah.
but it also employed silence really well, because there were definitely points where that music completely cut off and it played with your perceptions of what was going to happen or wasn't going to happen.
Like the
That's
sounds
always-
of footsteps and shit when she's in hospital,
Or
and you're
sometimes
like, oh fuck.
complete silence paired with a wide shot.
Mm.
That itself is very suspenseful.
But it's like also like it does this wonderful thing where like you're scared of like all the normal stuff. Like you're looking at every single character. Are you the It Follows? Are you the It Follows?
Well, yeah,
Exactly.
we
And,
were-
like,
there was-
is that open space? Is the It Follows gonna come out through it? And like it and these like scenes, like you don't have to like have it in like a fucking like haunted mansion with like buzzsaws coming out the sides.
Oh, yeah.
It was just really wonderful. Like these like green open sceneries, and it was terrifying.
And like hyper saturated, kind of like larger than life, really real spaces.
There was lots of like these like recurring like metaphor of grass. I don't know what the fuck it meant, but like there was constant like.
Well, they did that. They had that rather wonderful shot when they went to the school again to find out the true identity of the guy who had sex with her in the car, and it was like a constant 360 pan.
Exactly. It's
And,
a
like, you-
perspective.
yeah.
That was
play.
awesome.
And you could like see, we all clocked very like, that's the fucking monster.
Well-
That person walking towards the frame right there, out of focus. Probably them.
Which pretty much replicates the experience of watching the scene of Nick saying, "Oh my God, it's her in the background."
It was a little less loud than
I
that,
think
you
it was
know.
quite loud.
Only because the film was so quiet.
But it was not quiet.
It was actually.
So,
So I have opinions.
yeah,
Would you like to-
shocking.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So it. Oh God. So my opinion is that it was maybe 60 minutes of a really interesting horror movie that did loads of formal stuff interestingly, and it just had a very simple concept. And once it set it up, it just led to scares and effortless sort of like whoa sequences. I think it possibly fell down in trying to be clever with the setups.
Yeah.
Like for example, the who was the nerdy kid?
Paul.
Paul, and he was like set up. I know what. We'll go to this. We'll go to this scene, the abandoned swimming pool, the scary horror movie set. and
But
we'll-
yet we have tremendous childhood nostalgia for, because we
Um,
all made out there one time,
yeah,
and it was
And
No, but
like
crazy.
12 suitcases of electrical equipment.
Yeah, I'm talking about the filmmaking ideas behind it, of like trying to play and overturn the basic formula mechanic of there's a person and something is following it, and so it's instead of just playing to the emotional stuff of that, it tries to be clever with it. And it's like, let's instead of like it follows us, let's draw it into a place and then we'll electrocute it. And suddenly that turns into trash Hollywood teen horror.
There it
and
is.
It was actually playing. It was playing in a much more fun pool before that, I thought.
So if I may move you guys for your final thoughts. As with hot takes, is the reverse. After our discussion, you get a one-line thing that you want to close out the thing with. Andrew, do you want to do a final thought, or do you feel like your lovely segment just there was a solid ender?
Yes.
Excellent. Alex, final thought.
Really good film. Really good first two acts. The third act is like good, not particularly innovative, but still really strong. Like so, good film.
Hey,
Yay.
Laura?
I really liked it. That's my hot take.
That's the whole hot take.
That's it. Thanks.
Everything you got. Zhenya?
I think it asked some interesting questions about sexual ethics.
Nice.
Wear a condom, guys.
Oh yeah, always be safe when you're having sex with strangers. That's, I guess, our final thought. See you next time, everybody. Bye!